Does FDA lack the data to regulate CBD?
Companies have invested in scientific research on CBD containing ingredients, providing evidence to support their safety. FDA has had access to all of this range of data. Either it's publicly available through peer reviewed literature, or it's been submitted to the public dockets, or has been submitted directly to FDA. But the agency continues to disregard this evidence and relies mainly on the safety concerns it has identified on Epidiolex, which is the drug product of CBD.
Why is Epidiolex a bad example to use when determining whether the CBD products people are buying in retail stores are safe?
Sure, there's two things that are fundamentally different. One is the level of exposure or the dose, and two is the product itself. So, when it comes to the dose, the clinical studies that were done on Epidiolex were far higher than what would be typically consumed in dietary supplements, around 20 times higher, in fact. And secondly, for the type of product, CBD or Epidiolex is a CBD isolate, so it just contains CBD. And the products that have been developed for use in dietary supplements includes a range of CBD containing hemp extracts, as well as CBD isolate. So there's two different things you're looking at.
The letter issued by the FDA on the oral toxicity of cannabidiol was flawed in this way, correct?
Yes, it was really disappointing because FDA was looking at safety data in a vacuum. One of the first things that you learn as a toxicologist is the dose makes the poison. And this fundamental principle essentially means that every substance can be toxic. It depends on the dose. And so, while FDA authors of the review article identified various safety concerns associated with CBD, they did not relate these concerns back to the levels of exposure that people would typically have from using them as dietary supplements. And secondly, FDA focused only on CBD isolate. So they relied on the Epidiolex data, that's the drug data, and some other older research. And companies have done so much research in the last few years on the ingredients that they have developed for use in dietary supplements. And these ingredients encompass various CBD or CBD containing hemp extracts, as well as CBD isolate. And so for FDA to raise safety concerns about CBD without putting these two key factors into consideration does not provide meaningful information to consumers and to industry.
Haven't other regulatory organizations determined safe levels for CBD?
That is a great question. Other regulatory and government bodies have already done that with the available data. The United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada have all done their own assessments on CBD safety, and they've been able to identify safe levels for CBD use. Um, and while the authors of the review paper offer a disclaimer that the paper was not meant to be a risk assessment, at the very least, they could have provided context on the data and the concerns that they raise, indicating that the doses are far different in the Epidiolex studies compared to what would be consumed in dietary supplements.
What's the bottom line?
Well, responsible industry has done its part by generating safety data and will continue to invest in research to support the safety of this ingredient or range of ingredients. And so it is our hope that this information will be used by the appropriate authorities to develop a pathway forward so that consumers can have access to CBD containing ingredients.